right, let's go ahead and get started with Chapter 5 in Unit 8, and it's Stock Market Ticker. We have 3 objectives today. I will understand stock market ticker information, I will determine the total value of a trade from ticker information, and I will determine trade volumes from ticker information. Quite a bit of vocabulary in this unit. Make sure you've reviewed it before we go through this unit in this video. First example, Marcy is following the stock market ticker scrolling across the bottom of her TV screen on cable business station. She had purchased some shares of Visa last week and is interested in seeing if there are any current trades. She knows that Visa has a ticker symbol of V. She saw the following information on her TV screen. What can she learn from this symbol? Well, starting at the beginning, V meant Visa, and it's saying that there were 12,000, which K represents 1,000, of shares traded, and they were traded at a price of $87.37, which was down, or which was up. So the price was up 12 cents from the previous day closing price. So from the previous day's close. So breaking it down again, we've got Visa, 12,000 shares, traded at $87.37. The price was up by 12 cents from the previous day's close. Go ahead and press pause, write down what this means, and then when you're ready, come back. Okay, for this information, we know that General Electric had a trade that happened. 12,000 shares were traded at $73.72, and that price was down 55 cents from the previous day's close. How'd you do? All right, example number 2. Or actually, we're going to do an expand your understanding. It says, had the trading price of this transaction been at $87.35, what would have appeared at the directional arrow? So, it did trade at $73.72, which was 55 cents down. So we need to take the $73.72 and we need to add that 55 cents back so that we can first get the previous close for the previous day. Now we're going to take the $87.35 and subtract the $74.27, and we'll see here that it's a difference of $13.08, and it was up, so the stock ticker information will be an uptick with 1308 next to it. Okay, example 2. Tom needed some money to graduate for his school tuition. He calls a broker and asks her to sell 3,000 of his Coca-Cola shares. On Wednesday, as soon as the trading price hits $57 per share. He knew that Coca-Cola had closed at $57.25 on Tuesday. How will his trade appear on the ticker? Well, Coca-Cola is represented by KO, so that's where it's going to start. And then it's going to be 3,000, so that's written as 3K at 57 is what he said he wants to sell it at, which will be down 25 cents from the previous day's close. All right, please press pause. Go ahead and solve this. Come back when you're ready. Okay, what would the previous day's close be if, for a share of Coca-Cola, if the ticker had read up 25? So if it were up, that means that it had come up 25 cents from the previous day. So that means the previous day it was 25 cents lower, or at 56.75. Example 3, Tony purchased 15,000 shares of stock with Target at 54.88. Her trade appeared in the on the stock market ticker as Target 15,000K at 54.88, down 17 cents. What was the total value of her trade? So some of the important things that we have to know here is what part of this ticker information do I need and what do I not need? And in this case, the only thing I need is how many were traded and at how much. And I take the 15,000 shares that were traded at $54.88 per stock, and the total value of this trade was $823,200 when I multiply those together. Okay, please press pause. Go ahead and solve this. Come back when you're ready. Okay, it says, suppose Tony made her purchase at the previous day's close price. What would have been the difference between the trade? Well, I know that it went down 17 cents, so I need to take the 54.88 and I need to put that 17 cents back in. So the previous day's close was 55.05. If I take the 55.05 and multiply that by the 15,000 shares, I get 825,750. If I take that 825,750 and subtract it from what the trade actually ended up being, which was the 823,200, I find that that 17 cents per share actually made a difference of $2,550. Okay, example 4. Grandpa Rich left his 3 grandchildren, Nicole, Jeff, and Kristen, 8,750 shares of Apple in his will. The grandchildren sold all of the shares at a price of $190.30 on Friday. The closing price on Thursday was $187.83. How did this trade appear on the ticker? Well, we know it was Apple, so it's AAPL. We know that 8,750 were shared, but we always show it as 1,000. So it actually comes up as 8.75K at the 190.30. And we know that that price was up from the previous day's trade, so we have an up ticker. And 190.30 minus 187.83 gives us 247. And so right here it's 247. And that's how this will show on the ticker. Okay, express 0.15 million shares traded using the K symbol. So I'll give you a second to do that, and when you're ready, come back. Okay, so 0.15 million, so a million is 7 zeros. I'm going to multiply that through, and I get 150,000 shares. Okay, last example. Laura is interested in trades with Microsoft. She's been following the upticks and downticks for the past 2 days. She knows Microsoft closed at 20.68 on Tuesday, high of 21.25, low of 20.50. 11,902 shares traded on that day. On Monday, closing was 21.23, high was 21.30, low was 19.95, and there were 16,537 traded on that day. What was the net flow? So the first thing we have to do is let's look at Monday, and then we'll look at Tuesday. So in order to do this, we're going to take Monday's closing price plus the high plus the low, and we're going to divide it by 3 because we're finding the average, and we get that to be about 20.83. We're next going to take that 20.83 and we're going to multiply it by the number of shares that happened that day, which was 16,537,000. And I looked at a value for that of 344,465,710. So now with Tuesday, let me do Tuesday in a different color. We take again our closing plus our high plus our low. Divide that by 3, and I end up at approximately 20.81, just slightly lower than the Monday average. But I'm going to take that then, the 2081 times the 11,902,000 shares, and it looks like on that day it was 247,680,620. So when I take the difference, there's a negative net flow from Monday to Tuesday, because as I take the 344,000 or 344,465,710 and I subtract the 247,680,620, I get 96,785,090, and it was down from Monday to Tuesday. So there was a negative net money flow. From Monday to Tuesday. All right, go ahead and press pause, solve this, come back when you're ready. Okay, it says let H represent the high, L is the low, and C is closing, and V is volume. Write a formula that can be used to determine the day's money flow. So you know from the previous example that I said you're going to take the closing plus the high plus the low. We're going to divide that by 3 to get the average, and then we're going to multiply that whole thing by the number of shares traded for that particular day. And that's it for this chapter. Good job, everyone.